Today, I'm going to talk about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, in middle childhood. Although children naturally have a shorter attention span than adults and are much more fidgety and active, some children have these problems to the point of it being a disability. Some people argue that ADHD is basically a myth, and that children are just naturally like this, but ADHD can be a serious learning disability as a child all the way throughout adulthood. ADHD occurs in 3 to 5% of school-aged children, and in almost 10% of children ages 3 to 17. Children with ADHD are inattentive, impulsive, and easily distracted. This disability is much more common in boys than in girls. The reasoning for this is unclear, although it does seem that boys are much more energetic and bounce off the walls than girls in general, with or without ADHD. The main symptoms of ADHD are difficulty in finishing tasks and following instructions, fidgeting or the inability to sit still, frequent interruptions of others or difficulty in paying attention, and difficulty in waiting. The cause of ADHD is unknown, although there has been research that supports the fact that ADHD is most likely a delay in neural development. Children's brains who have ADHD develop the cortex almost 3 years behind children who don't have it. Treatment surrounding ADHD has been controversial, as drugs such as Adderall and Ritalin seem to help with hyperactivity and attention span. The side effects can be hard on children, and the long-term health consequences of these drugs are unknown. However, many people choose to go this route for their children with ADHD as to help them do better in school. Therapy is another form of popular treatment for ADHD. These therapists can help figure out a structure that works for this child's brain so they can do better in school, although it can't quell attention problems and overactivity quite as well as the drugs. There's another disability called attention deficit disorder, or ADD. This obviously sounds very close to what ADHD is, and many people confuse them or simply lump them together. Kids with ADD only have problems with attention. They may leave tasks unfinished, be unorganized, or not be able to pay attention in class. These things are all true of kids who have ADHD as well. However, kids with ADHD also have problems with hyperactivity and sitting still, and impulsivity, which can cause trouble at home. ADHD is most often diagnosed around the ages of 9 or 10, although it can be diagnosed as early as age 2 or any time throughout adult life. 80% of children who are diagnosed with ADHD in middle childhood will continue to have symptoms throughout adolescence and possibly even adulthood. These symptoms could become less serious as the child ages, or they may be just as bad throughout their entire life. And again, although it may seem as if ADHD isn't as serious a disability as others, it is a learning disability that can truly harm children's school performance by no fault of their own, but only because their brains simply developed with